is the dagger.
Lillard, long range three. It's good. The buzzer. Damian Lillard. Are you kidding me?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to BallerNation YouTube channel. I've been going on hard on Instagram for the past few years. I'm gonna keep going hard on Instagram, but I'm also gonna start posting videos here on YouTube just to sort of further elaborate on some of the points that I've been making on Instagram, and just because I can explain things much more in depth in a full-length video form. Today, on a Wednesday morning in mid to late October, there's only one thing anyone's talking about right now in the NBA community, and that's obviously the Lakers and Clippers game that happened last night on opening night. What a crazy game it was, and I just want to sit down here and give y'all my main takeaways from last night's game. As a guy who watched the entire game, as a guy who watched the Lakers take that big lead to start things off, as a guy who watched Kawhi Leonard take over the second quarter, a guy who watched Kawhi Leonard hit those insane tough fadeaway shots along the baseline in KCP's face, as a guy who watched the Lakers make that crazy comeback in the third quarter with Danny Green starting to light it up with that big putback by Dwight Howard, a guy who watched Anthony Davis go to work for 3 quarters on that Clippers undersized big man unit, and of course, as a guy who watched the Clippers bench take over the fourth quarter, a guy who watched Lou Will and Trez and Pat Bev lead the way down the stretch for the LA Clippers. I'm gonna give y'all my biggest takeaways from last night's NBA action. I'm gonna start off with the LA Lakers, sort of get the negative out of the way, and just, of course, the main negative that we all know by now is Anthony Davis and LeBron James just didn't show up in the fourth quarter. They combined for 2 points in that quarter. AD got no points, LeBron got 2 points. But I want to give credit where credit is due, and they did have a good, at least Anthony Davis, he was great in the first, especially in the first quarter. He was unstoppable. The Clippers just couldn't stop him. And I said this as well at halftime, Anthony Davis is going to be the main reason. He's going to be the biggest part to the LA Lakers. He's going to be the guy that's going to have to play the best if the Lakers want to beat the Clippers. He is that team's kryptonite. Guys like Trez and Patrick Patterson and Mo Harkless, he's going to be going up against those guys. It's gonna be Zubac, but Zubac isn't quite the defender that those three are. But he's gonna go up against those 3 guys who are all undersized big men, and he went to work on them in the first quarter, and the second quarter, and even the third quarter. I want to talk about Danny Green too. Of course, Danny Green, by the way, interesting stat, that was the most points in NBA history in a Lakers debut by Danny Green last night. 28 points. Kareem at 27 back in the day. LeBron last year at 26. And then, of course, guys like Elgin Baylor and Magic Johnson were there with 25 and 26 points respectively. But it's insane. Danny Green already in the record book. Great game from him, 7 of 9 from 3. He was the Lakers' best player. He was definitely the Lakers' best player last night. And in the fourth quarter, he was carrying the LA Lakers. He was the one who kept that. The Lakers they were always there. It was an arm's length away. And Danny Green was the main reason why the Lakers were still in that game. But LeBron James and Anthony Davis in the fourth quarter were tragic. It was terrible. It was awful. Anthony Davis has about 3 inches on both Mo Harkless and Patrick Patterson. Those 2 guys were defending Anthony Davis for the entire fourth quarter. And Anthony Davis didn't score a single point. Well, I can guarantee you, I'm going to get into these 2 guys later, but I can guarantee you can go watch any talk show out there. You can go watch Undisputed, First Take. You can go watch some random guy like me making YouTube videos in their parents' basement in fucking New Hampshire or wherever the fuck they are. I can guarantee you no one's going to bring up the names Patrick Patterson or Mo Harkless, and at the end of the day, they were huge factors to why the Clippers were able to win that game last night. Did anyone see Anthony Davis in the court last night? In the fourth quarter? I didn't. I saw LeBron trying to force feed it in there to Anthony Davis, and I saw pass deflection after pass deflection, turnover after turnover. Patterson and Harkless were amazing in the fourth quarter, and it's not going to show up on the stat sheet. If you look at their stats, not great defensive stats. You look at a guy like Patrick Patterson, 0 steals, 0 blocks. He of course he wasn't guarding Anthony Davis quite as much, but Patterson's stats just weren't there on defense, but he had a great defensive game. Mo Harkless' stats were there. He had 4 steals and 2 blocks. We're not talking about those 4 steals and those 2 blocks enough. That's insane. You're seeing the highlights right now. Patrick Patterson and Mo Harkless, specifically Mo Harkless. Patterson was there. Patterson and Harkless were both defending the mirror, but I think Harkless had the better defensive game. That shows up on the stat sheet when I was watching the game as well. I was seeing that out of Patrick Patterson. It was great. But moving on past that, so obviously we know AD struggled in the fourth quarter. I'm glad that I got the names Patterson and Harkless out there because they're not getting any attention. They're not getting any credit for the LA Clippers for what they did last night. They're just not. They're just not. Quick shout out to Jared Dudley as well, though. He had some big shots, and he was an energizer for the Lakers. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that he's on the Lakers. He's a great piece of that team, and I can't wait to see what he can do in the playoffs. But moving on from the Lakers, switching gears to the Clippers and to the better team in the NBA last night. It's obvious now. I'm going to start with the top and start with the best. And the best last night was obviously that man Kawhi Leonard. Watching that game, watching that second quarter especially, I just don't know how anybody can really rationalize the argument that LeBron is somehow still the best player in the NBA. Did you not see Kawhi Leonard go for 30 points last night? Did you not see Kawhi Leonard do what he did last night? 10 of 18 from the field. He wasn't great from 3. I didn't like that last shot he took with about 3 minutes left in the game, or 3 minutes left in the game, that deep 3 when the Clippers were up 10. They did get the offensive rebound though, and that was sort of the dagger offensive rebound. But Kawhi Leonard wasn't great from 3. But he was just so good in that second quarter. Those fadeaway, his mid-range is his now. He is the best mid-range shooter in the NBA right now, and I couldn't believe it. Every single time I look over, I saw Kawhi Leonard hitting another tough fadeaway. I saw Kawhi Leonard taking it to the hole with the left hand, and I'm gonna just say it, in that third quarter, Kawhi Leonard posterized, or had the and one, or it should have been an and one, where he posterized Anthony Davis, but they called it an offensive foul on Kawhi Leonard because his Danny Green brushed across his body. I just really couldn't see the call at all. But it should have been an N1. All right, he was 1-on-2 and he posterized Anthony Davis. And then of course 2 minutes later, LeBron came down with that big dunk over Lou Will. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Kawhi Leonard because, and again, I'm just saying quick shout out because everyone's talking about Kawhi. We all know what he did. Even if you didn't watch the game, you see the stat sheet, you see that he was great. He was great on defense too. He was great. The difference between Kawhi and LeBron as well, I'm gonna just add this as well. Kawhi Leonard is good enough at defense to guard LeBron James. LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time. He's one of the best players in the NBA today. I think he's the second best player in the league. Kawhi guards LeBron. LeBron don't guard Kawhi. LeBron does not guard Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi's gonna guard LeBron. That's where it comes in. That's where the two-way. That's where his value comes in. He's the best two-way player in the NBA. You could argue he's the best offensive player in the NBA. He's the best defensive player in the NBA without a doubt. He might be the best offensive and the best defensive player in the NBA. After watching last night, I don't see why not. I really don't see why not. He very well could be not only the best defensive player, which we all know he is, or he might just be the best offensive player now as well. It's insanity how good Kawhi Leonard is. Of course, it's just one game, but I mean, based off what I saw last night, he's the best offensive and best defensive player in the NBA right now. Moving on to what I really wanted to talk to you about in this video, which is, besides Kawhi Leonard, the biggest reason why the Clippers won this basketball game is because of those players who wear their heart and soul on their sleeve. Patrick Beverleys of the world. We're talking Montrezl Harrells of the world. We're talking Patrick Pattersons, the Lou Wills coming off the bench. Mo Harkless as well had a big game. Those guys right there, they just don't get the credit that they deserve. Patrick Beverley was insane. He's the only player in the NBA right now that I can see scoring 2 points, going 1 of 7 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3, and still be the second best player on his team in a game like this. He was the second best player on the Clippers last night, and he scored 2 points, was 1 of 7 from the field. He was the second best player. In my eyes, he was the second best player. Trez did his thing. Lou Will did his thing. But Patrick Beverley, those 10 rebounds, that offensive rebound late in the fourth quarter when LeBron was supposed to box out. Pat Bev, 6'1", is supposed to be boxed out by 6'9" LeBron James. LeBron James is twice the man, twice the human that Patrick Beverley is. And Pat Bev still gets that rebound. Patrick Beverley was incredible. some of those defensive plays he made. There was one where Anthony Davis was going to work on a spin move. I think it was against Trez, right down in the little block, and Patrick Beverley came out of nowhere and forced a jump ball. And he just came out of nowhere and forced a jump ball. That not going to show up on the stat sheet. Not going to show up on the stat sheet. That's why I implore you guys, watch the Clippers play. Patrick Beverley does things that no one else in the NBA does. He sacrifices his body. Some of those charges, that one charge he took on, I think it was LeBron James, or no, it was Anthony Davis in the second quarter. Anthony Davis went up for that dunk, and Patrick Beverley was just there. He's 6'1" guy just taking a huge charge on Anthony Davis, and he gets right back up. Anthony Davis tries jamming around him. Pat Bev popped right back up. He goes to the crowd. He's hyping everybody up. He's getting that crowd going. He's huge for the Clippers. I love watching Patrick Beverley. I love me some Pat Bev. But going on now, of course, I want to talk about the bench too that the Clippers have, because this Clippers bench is just unheard of. It's insanity. Trez and Lou Will, two guys who are just out of this world coming off the bench. I've said that Montrezl Harrell will be the sixth man of the year this year. I said Lou will be second place in that. Will be second place in that award category. The race between those two for sixth man of the year is not one that those two really care about, but I can't wait to watch that, because Trez last night and Lou Will last night were just insanity. It was crazy. The Clippers played their bench unit against the Lakers starters for a large part of the third and fourth quarter, and they were able to maintain leads. The Clippers started going in, or the Lakers started making that comeback in the fourth quarter, or in the third quarter, and of course, the Clippers made that big, or Lakers made that big comeback. They make it a tie game, and then of course, coming out of the fourth quarter, then Doc Rivers is going to play Kawhi Leonard. They get that lead back. They take Kawhi Leonard off though, and for about 5-6 minutes of the fourth quarter, it's the Clippers bench against the Lakers starters. And the Clippers built a 10-point lead for by the time where Kawhi Leonard came back in the game. Kawhi didn't have to score much. Kawhi hit one field goal, and that was it. That's all he had to do. He hit a free throw as well. But it's just that bench. It's just that bench. I'm going to go back to the offensive rebound by Patrick Beverley over LeBron James. He grabs that rebound, kicks it out, and then they dish it right back inside to Montrezl Harrell. Quick turnaround and one, and back to the free throw line to go. Trez and Lou Will are so big coming off the bench. And of course, I got to give a quick shout out to JaMychal Green as well. A shot 4 of 7 from the field. JaMychal Green finished with 12 points. He doesn't get enough credit. He's a knockdown 3-point shooter as well. Landry Shamet, of course, had a great game. I don't know what he was doing, trying to do a layup with LeBron James behind him, like just dunk it, Shamet. Or like what? But of course, and Mo Harkless as well coming off the bench is just he's incredible. Mo Harkless coming off the bench is just incredible. Those three guys, Harkless, Lou Will, and Trez, together, they are the best bench unit in the NBA right now. They just are. It's just that simple. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those are my main thoughts. Those are my main takeaways from last night's game. It was an incredible game. It was. It felt like a playoff game. And the reason why I make such a big deal about this game is because it didn't feel like a normal game. It didn't feel like an average game. This had a playoff intensity to it. This had a playoff vibe to it. The Clippers were the home team, but 2/3 of the stadium was cheering for the Lakers. It had a playoff intensity, a playoff vibe, and in the big moments, guys like LeBron and AD didn't show up. Danny Green showed up, Kawhi Leonard showed up, Pat Bev, Lou Will, Trez showed up, but LeBron and Anthony Davis, the quote-unquote best duo in the NBA, just didn't show up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I'm going to be coming out with a lot more of these. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.